Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Automation Testing Insider. So this is part 24 of Selenium Framework Development series from scratch, and in the previous part we have seen how to clone the project from GitHub and how to import the project in Eclipse IDE, right? So this is what we have seen in the previous video. Now today we'll focus on the CI/CD basics, continuous integration and continuous deployment process, and we'll create one project in Jenkins. So we are going to use Jenkins as CI/CD tool. So what we'll do, we'll create one Freestyle project in Jenkins, and after that I'll show you how we can run the script, how we can run the build in Jenkins server. And in the next video I'll talk about how to create the project pipeline, guys. So that will be the next part. So let's have a look at the agenda for today. So we are going to talk about the basics of CI/CD, the introduction to CI/CD process, and why CI/CD requires in Selenium. And later on we'll talk about what is Jenkins, the tool which we are going to use for CI/CD process, and I'll show you project setup in Jenkins, right? Before that I'll talk about how to download and install Jenkins as well. So basically I have already done that part, but actually I have taken all the screenshots, and I have created very good documentation as well. So I'll show you that document and I'll provide the link at the end of this video as well, so you can follow those documents. So this is what we are going to have a look today. So let's get started with the first topic, introduction to CI/CD. So if we talk about the CI process, so CI is nothing but the continuous integration, right? Continuous integration that automates code integration from multiple contributors. So generally in a team there are multiple resources, right? So it integrates it. What it does is it automates the process of integration, the code integration from different resources, right? So I'll talk about it in a couple of minutes with an example. So this is continuous integration, and what it helps, like it detects issues early with automated builds and test. So basically it automates the process of integration, like automatically it does, and will test the build, and in case of any issues we can easily detect it, right? So that's how it will happen in continuous integration. Continuous deployment and delivery. Continuous deployment, if we talk about it, so it auto releases the code to production, right? That is nothing but the continuous deployment. So whenever there are changes, and once it is integrated to the staging environment, and if everything goes well, we go for the deployment. If we talk about the continuous delivery, that is nothing but that requires some manual approval before the release process, release into production environment, right? So let me give an example so that you can understand better. So let's say there are three environments we have. This is the production environment, and here we have staging environment, right? And let's say we are working on few change requests. Let's say this is test or development environment, test 1, and here we have test 2, and let's say here we have test 3. And let's say for this environment we got change request 1, change request 2, and here we have change request 3. These are the different changes, guys, which deployed on this server. This is dev or test environment, and here also this changes CR2 deployed on test 2 and CR3 deployed on test 3, right? And it is successfully deployed and tested over here, and everything looks good. And CR2 also, let's say this CR1 belongs to login page, right? Some changes on the login page. This CR2 belongs to home page, and let's say this CR3 belongs to admin page. So all the changes have been made successfully by the development team, and it is deployed on respective servers, and we have tested it, and we have written the automation code as well here, right? Now what will happen, all the code is working fine. Now what we'll do, we'll integrate the code into this staging environment, right? And this one also will push the changes here, and we'll merge the code into staging environment. Now we'll make sure that all the integration code is working fine or not. So whenever there is a push, like whenever we push the code, we'll make sure here everything working perfectly fine or not. So how we are going to verify that, right? So that is nothing but the continuous integration process. So once it is integrated over here, we'll make sure we'll run the build in Jenkins. That is continuous integration tool, right? So we'll trigger the build over here, and we'll make sure, because of this change request one deployed over here, and other change requests like CR2 and CR3 are deployed over here, and because of those changes the other functionalities are working fine or not, right? Like here we perform the regression testing, that will be done automatically, right? That regression test will be performed automatically, and once everything goes well, then we'll deploy that code to production environment. Like once we give our release note to the development team, then development team will deploy that into production. That will be done using continuous deployment. So these are the basics of continuous integration and continuous deployment, guys. Moving on to the next one, why CI/CD in Selenium. So it automates test execution on code changes, right? So as we have discussed, and it ensures stability before the deployment, right? So we can deploy the automation code and we'll test it as well, and we'll make sure everything works perfectly fine before the final deployment. Reduces manual effort in regression testing, correct? So what is Jenkins now? So it is open source automation server, and you can call it as CI/CD tool as well. We used to call it CI/CD tool, used for CI/CD pipelines, and it integrates with GitHub, Maven, TestNG, and Selenium tools. Supports plugin based extensibility, right? So we have different plugins in Jenkins, so using which we can integrate with different tools, and yeah, I mean it is based on different plugins, so we can we can try different features in Jenkins using different plugins. So let me show you guys practically how to run the build in Jenkins, right? So what I have done, I have created different documents. So here you can see Jenkins, I have created one document called Jenkins download and setup. So we need to make sure few things before we deploy, before we run the script from Jenkins, right? So the first thing is Maven should be installed on your system, right? For this one, this part, I have created another document as well for Maven. So let me show you as well Maven setup, how to do that. So it's very easy, like download Maven and set up Maven home directory. So you need to just download the Maven from this one. So I have created this separate document for Maven as well. So you can easily download this Maven from this link, and a file will be downloaded like this, and extract that. Right, you need to just extract it, and what you need to do, you need to keep in C drive. That's how you need to do. And later on, this is the inside of this Apache Maven when you extract it, right? And after that you need to set some path, right? So go to system properties, and here environment variables, right? You need to go to the system properties. Let me show you. So advanced system settings, so environment variables. So you can go over here, and you need to do a couple of things from here. So just go to the path over here, click on edit, and not this one, guys. We have to Maven home. So we have to set this Maven home path. So the Apache Maven which we have extracted, that path we have to give over here. And the second thing is from the user variable, we have to give this path. Click on edit, and you can see we have set up the path for Maven and JDK as well, for Java as well, if you have not done so for JDK. So this is what we need to set the path for Maven and Java. Click on environment variable. So the same thing which I have showed just now, you can see over here as well. So this about the Maven setup, how to download Maven and how to set up it. And coming back to the Jenkins one, so Maven should be installed on your system. That is the first criteria. And make sure Eclipse project is running locally from Maven. So I'll show you one thing. So make sure this sweet XML setup correctly in pom.xml, right? So the one which we have done in the last video also I have shown you that one. So if you go to the pom.xml, so here the plugin should be added correctly, right? This sweet XML tag where we have keep our XML TestNG.xml, right? So this plugin should be added over here for this one Maven Spherefire plugin, right? That is one thing you need to do. Another thing would be scope for TestNG dependency should be compiled. So if you come on top here, this should be compiled. Compile guys, this should be compiled for TestNG dependency. That is another thing before running the script in Jenkins. And then Jenkins setup, make sure right click on the project, run as Maven clean and install. You can do that, so it will install all the artifacts. You can do clean, right click on the project and run as Maven clean. Once you run this, make sure it is successfully, it will be done. So that is one thing you need to check, like it should display build success, and later on you need to just run the you can go for Maven install or Maven test. So make sure that should be again build success, right? So that is what I have given here as well. Maven install, so it will install all the artifacts again, and then you should get build success. If you get any problem over here, then just try to rectify that. Otherwise your script will not run in Jenkins. Now follow the below steps to build in Jenkins. Set up build in Jenkins. So before that we need to download the Jenkins from below link, right? So we have to download it. So the installation process is very simple on Windows. I have done it. So simply you have to go to this Jenkins website and install it from here. You'll get this installer package Jenkins, and simply you need to just follow the process. Next you can just go through this documentation as well. So I'll provide the link in the at the end of this video, so that you can download it for free of cost, and you can just go through this documentation. You can see, yeah, so once it is done you can click on finish, and it will ask you to unlock the Jenkins. So enter your initial admin password located in given path. So it gives you this path, right? Initial admin password. So from there you'll get the password. In your system you'll see this, see under program data Jenkins folder, you'll get this password under secrets. So you need to just provide the password over here, and then it will be unlocked, and it will suggest you to install some plugins, some default plugins. So install suggested plugins from here. You can just click on this one, and then it will install all the plugins and create your own admin user. So you will get, after that you will get this screen. So you need to create the admin user from here, and then you need to just instance configuration you need to do. That will be like it will be run on 8080 by default 8080 port. So you need to just give the, I mean you'll get the URL like this to run the Jenkins, and then you'll get the message like this, Jenkins is ready, and simply it will be you can see the Jenkins server like this guys, like Jenkins screen. So let me show you that. So what we can do, go to the browser, and here localhost colon Jenkins, right? So here we have to provide the username and password, and make sure from services Jenkins server is up and running. So go to the services, and whenever you restart your system, so just make sure Jenkins server is running over here. You can see it is running, right? So this is how you need to verify, and then click on sign in. So this is how it looks. Manage Jenkins. If you go to manage Jenkins, and where you need to go, click on this. One second, you go to the dashboard, manage Jenkins, and just come down over here, and you can see the plugin option over here, so you can install different plugins as well. So one plugin that is we required for like showing the report, that is HTML publisher plugin, right? HTML reports, HTML reports like this. So this one you need to install. I think this is only the one plugin which I have installed. Other are installed automatically. So now what we'll do, go to the dashboard. Now we'll create new project over here, right? So for that also I have written all these steps. So run the Selenium script in Jenkins. So let me create one project over here, a freestyle project, right? Enter the item name, what will give, orange HRM. Orange HRM, orange HRM build, and a freestyle project. Select the freestyle project, click on OK, and here you'll give the description, guys. Orange project, some description over here. You can write some description over here, and no need to select anything over here. And source code management, you have to select the Git from here, and here you have to provide the GitHub URL. So let me log into GitHub, my GitHub account. So since I have already enabled this two-way factor authenticator, so you'll get it, the code on your mobile. You can download this Dio mobile, and you can get you can enable this two-factor authentication. Hit 2, so it will verify, ask me later. Now you can see this, not this one. Go to the, where is our project? Go to the repository, and this is the project which we have created, Selenium test framework, right? And simply copy the repository from here. You can see all the steps I have written. First you create the new project build, and after that you have to go to the this source code management and select the Git from there, right? So simply select the Git from here and put the repository over here. And in case if your project is like the repository is public, then no need to select the credentials from here. Otherwise you need to add the credentials. If it is private, then you have to add the credentials, and you need to add you need to select that from here. So for now I think no need to select for me, because this is public repository which I have created for you guys, right? This is fine. Now next is, you can see our the branch which we have pushed our changes to the main branch, right? Later on, if you remember, we have changed the branch name from master to main, right? So we have to change the branch name over here to main, and this is done. Now what we'll do, so we can Paul SCM, we can use it for automated the process. Whenever we check in, then automatically it will trigger the build. So that we'll see later on. For now, what we'll do, add build steps. So here we have to select the Maven, right? For Maven, what we need to select, invoke top level Maven targets. And here, once you download and install Maven, then you will see these build steps as well. I think one thing I forgot, guys. I'll show you at global level what we need to select for Maven. So here I'll see this Maven 3.9.9, right? So the version, and here clean test, like that we have to give. So that also I have given over here, you can see in the screenshot. So just select the Maven from here and simply give goals as clean test, the Maven command, right? So this is done. Now post build actions. So what you can select, publish HTML reports, and simply what we can see, click on add, and here we need to provide the directory. So the project the reports directory where we have this src test resources. So simply select like this with a forward slash. We have to give the extent report as well, so simply just copy the extent report and put it over here like this. We have to give, and what is the report name? We have extent report dot html, correct? So simply instead of index you have to give extent report dot html. So let's see the document whether what I have given over here. You can see src test resources is path report like this. This is our path, right? And here also the other pages we have to give, and you can give the name html report or html extent report like this. You can give the report title. Now I think it's done, guys. So let me just click on apply and save it. So before I run this build, what I'll do, I'll show you one more thing. So what you can do, manage Jenkins, and you'll see this configuration global settings, right? So just go to here. I'll show you my the global configuration over here. You can see this is the localhost Jenkins URL, and what I have done here for Maven, I have selected this for sending the email automatically. Why it is not showing here? Mine is Jenkins plugins, cloud node, tools, credentials, user system information, system log. Go to tools. I think we have to go to the tools, right? So manage Jenkins and tools, and here we have to simply select git.exe from here, right? I think this is by default, and Maven we have to give like this. Maven, the path which we have, where we have installed our Maven, where we have extracted, right? So we have to give like this. The folder name, you can give any name over here, Maven, and make sure that will be reflected when we create the Freestyle project. And this is the path, Maven home path. So just make sure this is set up correctly. Now coming back to the dashboard and where we have created the project, right? So this is the project which we have created, orange HRM build. So click on this, and here we have an option called build now, right? So simply click on that and we'll see, and here is the build getting started. Go to the console output. Now you can see it has started, right? So cloning the repository, you can give the see the proper message over here. Now you can see tests are getting started. So this is how you can set up the sample project in Jenkins, guys. Hopefully it will run all the test cases successfully. So let's have a look. So I'll upload all these documents in ATI digital library site. Let me show you. I have already done that. So here you can see, I'll provide this link in the description box of this video, guys, and here from this site you can download this Maven, Jenkins, and the GitHub personal access token as well. How to create the GitHub personal access token if you haven't done so far, right? So me come back to the, you can see build success and total test run 7, failure 0, error 0, skip 0. So it looks good. The project, our output, like everything looks good. Come back to this orange HRM, but why it is giving some error, right? The reports are not generated, seems like. Let me see. Extend report, archiving project level SRC test resources to, we made some mistakes, I guess. So go to the orange HRM, configure, SRC, this is not required. Let me see, you can see here that is not required, right? We should start from SRC test resources extend report, and this is the our report name, right? Extend report.html. So that was the mistake I made. So that's the reason it did not generate the report. So let me build this project again. So click on this one and console output. Meanwhile, let me go through the documentation, guys. There are a couple of more things over here. So our build is running. So meanwhile, I'll check this one, the other things. So here I have given the everything, and you can see build success, you can view the report as well. So there are a couple of issues you may encounter. So resolution of the below issues if encounter. So if report is broken, like CSS is not working properly, so if you won't get the report like this, so there is a solution for that. So you need to just go to this link, right, localhost where your Jenkins is located, and you need to just give this a script by going to this one, this script console. You have to provide this code over there and save it. But that is not the permanent solution. So there is a permanent solution, guys. So go to your Jenkins path where your Jenkins is located, like C drive, program file, Jenkins, and you need to open this jenkins.xml file. And what you need to do inside that, you have to just add this script arguments tag, this one, right? And then permanently it will solve your solve the problem. Save the file and close it, and now restart the Jenkins server. You can restart like this, and or else you can restart from here as well. So this is how you can do, and right click and you can do stop from services as well. And there is one more problem, that is one problem, like in case if you get the broken, CSS. Another one is problem if you get like below error while set up the repository, right? So sometimes what happen is, if it is not recognize your GitHub repository, right, so you'll get the error like this. So in that case, what you need to do, you need to run the following command, because I have already done for other projects, so that's the reason I did not encounter this error, right? So but I have got this problem earlier, so that is the reason we need to, we have to run this command. So git remote set URL, like this, you have to give the command over here, and your token, like GitHub token, right? You have to provide the GitHub token over here. So for that also I have created the documentation how to create the GitHub token. So you need to just follow these steps, guys, to create the GitHub token if you haven't done so far, because that is I think kind of mandatory. So probably you might have already created it. So you need to just provide that one, and github.com and username, whatever username you have for GitHub, and you have to just give the repository name.git, and then it will be done. Let me see where our project. So you can see build success, total 7 runs, failure 0, error 0, skip 0. Everything looks good now. Coming back to the console output, you can see in success, and coming to this orange HRM build, and here we have the project, the report name we have given, right, HTML extend report. So click on that. You can see report is properly visible over here. You can see all the test cases are passed, and you can view the screenshots from here. So this is how you can set up the project in Jenkins, guys. So let me know in case if you have any queries. So next video we'll talk about how to set up the Jenkins pipeline. So Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.